Hi guys, I'm Phoenix1278 and welcome to my first impressions of Escape from Tarkov. So, if it looks like a duck, swims like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's got to be a duck, hasn't it? Not this time. Let's go check it out. So what is Escape from Tarkov? Well, firstly, it's an early alpha, and with that comes the bugs and troubles that you would expect. I've not found any game-breaking bugs so far, but I have found some connection issues. On the surface, it's a first-person shooter, but not your average run-of-the-mill run-and-gun shooter. Once you start to look a little bit deeper, you'll find that the game has strong loot grinding elements, comprehensive modding systems and roleplay elements underneath, and a permanent death system for your weapons and equipment. So basically, any gear that you take into the game isn't safe. You die, you lose it, unless you have the parts in your gamma container. Now, the gamma container is useful, but you can't hold your main weapons in it. You can hold pistols and knives and anything else, but a rifle or a shotgun is just going to be too big to fit in it, so you will lose your main weapon. The three maps in the game at the moment are the woods, customs and factory. Once you're inside the map, you have to reach the extraction point to get out or die trying. It's the only way you can leave or, of course, disconnect. If you don't have or you don't know the map, then the extraction points can be quite difficult to find. I won't lie, I had to Google them to find them myself. Woods and customs have day and night cycles, so make sure you check the time before you go into the map and bring some night vision goggles or a torch along with you, because when it's dark, it really is dark and you can't see anything. The factory, on the other hand, has a static time but is inside and can be quite dark in places, but most of the time on the map you can see pretty clearly. It's also the place where most people go to get their loot because it is the smallest map. People can just jump in, grab a bit of loot and get out before they get killed. You can find various loot all over the maps, from orange juice to bandages to computer parts, but what you're really looking for are those green military crates. They're the ones that hold the weapons and the attachments, but it's also what everyone else is looking for, and they will kill you to get it. If you are killed when you are holding the weapons or loot that you've picked up during that run through the map, other players can take it off your body. So that SKS that you worked really hard to get can and will be gone in an instant if you get killed. Recently, the devs have added scav mode to the game, so you can now either play as the USEC, which are only player controlled, or the scavs, which are player or AI controlled. Playing as the USEC, you are using your character with your equipment and your weapons, and the scavs are trying to hunt you down, but you also have the added danger of the other USEC players trying to get you as well. But never underestimate the friendly wiggle, it could save your life. Playing as the scavs is a less risky adventure. You are given control of one of the scavs on the map with a random set of equipment. The other AI scavs won't attack you, and if you can extract, you can get to keep all his gear and any loot that you've picked up along the way. But as a side note, if you start going around killing other scavs, they will start shooting you as well. So you've got to think and ask yourself that question, is that shotgun really worth having everyone else on the map after me for? You can modify pretty much every part of the weapons that you come across, from new grips to iron sights to stock silencers and laser designators. Some of the items can be fitted while you're inside the map, but others you will have to wait until you've extracted and actually do it in your main menu inventory system. The modding system could be a bit easier to use. I've found that if you're trying to find parts for your weapons in the stores, it can be a bit of a challenge, as you can't just search for that mod for that certain weapon. At the moment, it's not available in the alpha, but there is search functions going to be coming soon because they're already in the user interface, so you've just got to wait a little bit for that. The inventory system could really use an auto sort button because it just gets messy. You go in there, you grab loot, you come back out again, you dump it in your inventory and you go back into the game. Before you know it, you've filled it up with junk. So having a quick auto sort button or a junk button would be really useful. But you can rush and dull the bags that you pick up, i.e. you can put a bag in a bag, in a bag, in a bag, etc, etc. The game does have underlying RPG elements where you gain skills for doing certain actions. So if you run lots, your stamina goes up. If you loot lots, your attention goes up. It's all about repetition. Not all skills have been implemented in the game just yet, and there will be a forgetting mechanic too. So if you stop using a skill, you will start to forget it, but you won't forget it completely. Your character has different damage zones as well, like your head, chest, arms and legs, which can all take damage separately. So if you break your legs, you can't move as fast, and if you cut yourself badly or get shot, you can actually bleed out before you're able to exit. But you can patch yourself up if you have the right medical supplies on you to do the job. The graphics in the game look amazing. The lighting effects from the torches and the flickering lighting in the factory really add to the atmosphere of the game. The rising or setting sun effects look really nice, but as I've said before, if you're caught out in the dark, it is really dark and very difficult to navigate the map with all the barriers and rat runs that they have. The woods and customs are the large maps and really show off how beautiful the world of Tarkov can be. Well, as beautiful as an apocalyptic city can be. But one thing that really does stand out in this game is the sound. The ambient noise of the maps make every adventure into Tarkov a tense, suspenseful journey, whether you make it out or not. The factory is quite a quiet map, but there is a strange kind of groaning hum in the background for the ambient noise in that one, and it can all get broken up by hearing the AI scavs muttering to each other or shooting at players. But you do get to hear the sound of people getting close to you in the corridors next to the rooms that you're in through the walls, so you can get the jump on them if you sit there quietly. And the woods and the customs have probably one of the best outdoor ambient sounds I have ever heard. You've got the wind blowing through the trees, you've got the birds tweeting, and you can hear the leaves rustling, and it just sounds really good. And when you get that really nice kind of quiet, calming atmosphere, you do get some jump scares when bullets start flying past your head, when you've forgotten to check that corner, or that AI scav has seen you from across the map and they're trying to shoot you with a shotgun. Your footsteps change depending on what kind of surface you're walking on and how fast you're going. Walking through the undergrowth in customs and the woods, you'll hear the grass brushing off your legs and the branches scraping across your body armour and the gravel grinding underneath your feet when you're turning around. In the factory, when you're running across metal sheets and grated metal walkways and fallen chain link fences, they all sound distinctly different, and all of which the other players and scavs can hear. Gunshots will ring out through the maps, alerting everyone to where you are. The factory gunshots are loud and amplified as you're in a building, and all the sound bounces back off the walls back at you again. Whereas the gunshots on customs or woods can be heard for miles around, and the directional positioning is actually pretty good. All the excess weapons and loot that you pick up in the maps can be sold to different traders, each with their own perks for using them. You can increase your standing with them by buying goods and being certain character levels. You can filter the items into categories like just ammo, just weapons, just mods, just magazines, etc. But that only highlights the items in that category and doesn't sort them in any way, so you still have to scroll through a lengthy list of parts to find the ones that you want to see. My concerns for the game is that due to the nature of the whole permanent weapon loss, it will put players off taking anything into the map, creating a game full of hoarders and non-risk takers. All that being said, this game is still in alpha and will change on its journey to release, and I for one am interested to see where it's going to go. In a world filled up to the eyeballs with bland run and gunners, Escape from Tarkov is really making a pleasant change, making you think about what you're doing, which way you need to head, what equipment you need to take in, and whether you can risk taking it in or not. Every time I head into Tarkov, I know that I'm going to get a thrilling ride to get to the extraction point, even if I don't see anyone else on the map when I'm playing the woods or customs, or if I only grab a little bit of condensed milk from the factory as all hell has broken loose and I've forgotten that I haven't taken off my nice pistol. So was that a duck? I'd say it's more like a goose. It's bigger, it's more badass, and you've just walked onto its turf. So I'm going to be interested to see where that game goes. If you like the video, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, there's going to be new content coming soon. Leave all your comments and suggestions down below, and I'll see you in the next video.